وزير الخارجية الإيراني السابق الدكتور كمال خرازي، سعادة رئيس جامعة ابن خلدون بتركيا الأستاذ الدكتور رجب شنتورك، سعادة عضو مجلس الأمناء في الاتحاد العالمي لعلماء المسلمين الدكتور علي محمد الصلابي، سعادة رئيس جامعة قطر الدكتور حسن راشد الدرهم، سعادة نائبة رئيس الجامعة للبحث والدراسات العليا الأستاذة الدكتورة مريم المعاضيد، السيدات والسادة، مرحبا بكم جميعا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. نرحب بكم في هذا المؤتمر العلمي الذي يعقده مركز ابن خلدون للعلوم الإنسانية والاجتماعية في جامعة قطر، وإيمانا منا بضرورة دراسة مستجدات الواقع دراسة علمية موضوعية، وسعيا في تحقيق أهداف مركز ابن خلدون في خلق بيئة فكرية حوارية تمكن الباحثين من مداولة الأفكار في إطار علمي موضوعي ومعالجة الإشكالات الفكرية التي تتمركز في الوعي المجتمعي، وتقديم الدراسات العلمية المتعلقة بتطورات المشهدين الإقليمي والدولي، عوضاً عن تأسيس شراكة متميزة بين جامعة قطر والمؤسسات الأخرى في مجال العلوم الإنسانية والاجتماعية. نعقد اليوم مؤتمراً علمياً بالشراكة مع جامعة ابن خلدون في تركيا وبالشراكة مع مركز الجزيرة للدراسات، يشارك فيه عدد من القامات العلمية والأساتذة والباحثين، حيث نسعى من خلاله إلى محاولة تسليط الضوء ليس على القومية من حيث بنيتها الداخلية، وإنما على القومية من حيث تفاعلها مع بقية القوميات، ودراسة محاولات التوظيف السياسي والأيديولوجي للتعدد القومي، وعلى آفاق الاجتماع الحضاري المشترك بين قوميات الشرق الأوسط الأربع.
Okay, now? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we start our conference with some noble verses from the Holy Quran recited by Muhammad al-Abrash.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا يسخر قوم من قوم عسى أن يكونوا خيرا منهم، ولا نساء من نساء عسى أن يكن خيرا منهن، ولا تلمزوا أنفسكم ولا تنابزوا بالألقاب، بئس الاسم الفسوق بعد الإيمان، ومن لم يتب فأولئك هم الظالمون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اجتنبوا كثيرا من الظن إن بعض الظن إثم، ولا تجسسوا ولا يغتب بعضكم بعضا، أيحب أحدكم أن يأكل لحم أخيه ميتا فكرهتموه، واتقوا الله إن الله تواب رحيم. يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم إن الله عليم خبير صدق الله العظيم.
صدق الله العظيم.
بارك الله بك محمد.
May God bless you, Muhammad.
نوقف الآن مع
Now
سيادة رئيس
we listen to Qatar University President, His Excellency Dr. Hassan bin Rashid Dirham. The floor is yours, sir. In the name of Allah, most gracious, most merciful, respected audience, dear guests, peace and blessings from Allah be upon you. Welcome to this international conference, which addresses one of the most important issues that of concern of the public opinion in this region for decades. The issue of nationalism is one of the central issues in the Islamic scene. Ever since the beginning of the 20th century and under the fall of the Ottoman Caliphate, there had been a problem of the different identities of the different nationalisms in the Middle East. Interaction with this crisis took many tracks, and the nationalism branched into different branches by different regional forces. Ethnic diversity and is some quite natural from God in the human community, and this reflects positively in advanced societies, and it forms a civilization richness that can absorb all differences and variations without exclusion. But the problem rises when the dispute loses its civilization impact and it becomes to others as a threat to their existence. And especially this is the problem of nationalism in the current era, where some political ideological forces to employ this diversity to serve their narrow interests. And this reverses the formula and makes the multinationalism, instead of being a civilization, into another conflict that tear up and abuse the relations in the civilization scene. Respected audience, Qatar University works relentlessly to help its community through our strategy to contribute in the advancement of the state of Qatar. This advancement that tackles civilization and political issues in as much as important as other economic and social problems. From here, hosting this conference by Qatar University and with its great participation from different keynote speakers who played political roles in their countries and other key figures who innovated in the field of civilizations, qualify them to give us or to share with us their experiences on this important issue. Respected audience, this conference comes to focus and to shed light not only on the nationalism and as an international, but also with its interaction with other nationalisms and the political attempt to employ this for certain purposes and also to affect some of the civilization factors in the Middle East in the following dimensions. This conference will address the barriers of the civilization meeting among the Middle East nationalisms and the controversy of the nationalism in the Middle East in the modern era and the barriers that prevented them from meeting. It also seeks to seeks to address the international employment of this issue and the other efforts by regional and international forces to employ this issue ideologically and politically, and the intellectual foundation upon which the civilization in the Middle East is built. Also, the conference will address the terms of reference. How can these things in the Middle East, through focusing on the intellectual and thoughtful foundation for this framework? Undoubtedly, this conference is considered one of the important conferences organized by the Ibn Khaldun Center for Humanities and Social Sciences in its quest to develop social and the human sciences and to bridge the gap between them within a civilization framework. Before I conclude my words, I would like to welcome you once again, wishing you every progress and success, and to come up with recommendations. I hope that the discussions will be a cornerstone in order to build our joint civilization, a legacy that gathers and combines our peoples, our countries, and for the better future. May Allah bless us all. May Allah also help us to help and to assist humanity all over the world. Thank you.
شكرا دكتور حسن على
Thank you, Dr. Hassan.
ننتقل الآن إلى الجلسة الافتتاحية تحت عنوان العرب الفرس الترك بين أغلال التاريخ وآفاق المستقبل، وندعو كل من سعادة رئيس الوزراء التونسي السابق السيد حماد الجبالي، وسعادة وزير الخارجية الإيراني السابق الدكتور كمال خرازي، وسعادة رئيس جامعة ابن خلدون بتركيا الأستاذ الدكتور رجب شنتورك إلى المنصة فليتفضلوا. كما ندعو الدكتور نايف بن نهار مدير مركز ابن خلدون للعلوم الإنسانية والاجتماعية لرئاسة هذه الجلسة. دكتور نايف الكلمة لديك، تفضل.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أرحب بكم جميعا في هذا المؤتمر الدولي الثاني لمركز ابن خلدون، وأحيي هذا الحضور الكبير حقيقة في هذه المناسبة، والمنظر من هنا جدا مبهر حقيقة للحضور. كنا سابقا نسمع من كبار السن أن المحاضرات في قطر في الثمانينات كان الحضور ضخم جدا، ثم بعد ذلك خف، لم يعد الناس مهتمين بالشأن الثقافي. لكن يبدو أن من أبرز مزايا الأزمة الخليجية أن أعادت للمشهد الثقافي في قطر قيمته نوعا ما، وهذا الحضور في كل المناسبات، الحضور الوافر والكبير في كل المناسبات الثقافية هو خير دليل على عودة المشهد الثقافي. The Qatari cultural scene now playing an important role here. I don't want to speak more. Dr. Hassan has said useful related to the nationalism, but I want to just stress the importance of one point, because the title of this conference, the National Pluralism in the Middle East, but they said towards a common civilizational framework. That means that they have a vision, uh, which we have a vision nowadays. The role of universities and academic institutions is not focusing on descriptive studies, but now they can also lead the public opinion, which is very important. Many universities around the world has neglected this aspect. So such kind of conferences gives to the university its leading role once again to contribute to shaping the civilizational contribution. I don't want to speak more. I have now three distinguished guests, three guests here, or very distinguished guests here. We have three. I will start Dr. Hamadi Al-Jibali, the former Prime Minister of Tunisia. And I will not speak about the CV of these three because they are well known. I will not add more, whatever I speak about their CV or biography. We will speak about the problems of the civilizational dealings. What makes civilizational contact or communication impossible, and how can we shape a clear vision for communication, civilizational communication between these civilizations. There is superpowers that employ this problem, create a problem from this diversification, instead of being a kind of a rich factor. I will start with Hamad al-Jabali. Dr. Hamad al-Jabali, he's representing Arabs. We have representative Arab, representative of Turks, representative of Persia. Let me start with Hamad al-Jabali. And we want the dialogue to be very clear, to be frankly, because the Qatar University is academic. Some people look at Arab as the root cause of the problem of this pluralism and the or the problem of in the and even before the collapse of this Ottoman power, and they introduced nationalism as a parallel issue to the Arabs. So they move again from the national Arab nationalism to state. Now today, no one is speaking about the nationalism as much as they speak about the even the internal. So we turned from the civilizational, we came narrower and small, even to the state. So to where do you want to take us, you Arabs? After that, would you then later will move to the tribe, to be introducing the tribes? This is the only thing that remain. The problem, when we asked some Turks and some Persians, they said the Arabs have created the problem, and they ignore the value of the Islamic civilization. In the name of Allah, most gracious, and peace and blessing be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I thank Qatar University for hosting this conference, and I thank all the audience, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to see all this number of people. I hope that this conference will be fruitful, and this opportunity, it will be just like a wall brick of the building of our nation. And before starting a building, there should be a kind of reform. As our brother had already said, that we are looking forward to a dialogue, very clear dialogue. No way today in the Arab homeland or in our Islamic countries, this situation is very dangerous and grave situation in this. And our people are looking at us and waiting for us. No way to just to taking favor of to some people or protocol. No way for protocols in our performance. I hope that this meeting or this conference, as an academic research, will not focus only on science or pure science in universities, which is the role of universities actually, but also we have to focus on how to implement this research. The same thing in science, this research or fundamental research, and also the applied research. We need practical action. That's why we start from reality and from the need of our people to solve their problems. And our people have said it clearly in the Arab homeland through waves of Arab revolutions. Now, the people in the Arab homeland cannot be patient, more patient, because just they gave us painkillers only from our rulers. So what's the problem today? This issue that we discuss, nationalities and nationalisms. The ayah of Quran, Allah has said that we created you as people to know each other. The best of you is the one who is very close to Allah, and one nation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is one God. We have to worship him. We can start with this, with the following. These nationalisms, the Arabs, Turks, Iranians, and even Kurds. In fact, I hope that we will have representative of Turks Kurds, because the Kurds people are now humiliated. It is very important. The under oppression, they are oppressed, the Kurds. Kurds did well, and they have leaders. Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, who has liberated Jerusalem, Al-Quds. But the absence will be compensated in the coming years. Why this question and this dilemma and this nationalism problem? This nationalism have been united in the past. It has been melted together in one nation. And under which roof? Which is the roof or the umbrella of Islam? When they are scattered and separated because of our backwardness and our ignorance, and because of the of colonization, and which is still existing. Israel is now expressing clearly of this problem and encouraging the problem. International powers are encouraging, and we should not blame others. We have to look into our responsibilities in this kind of separation. When this group of minor groups have enriched the Islamic identity, and it was in harmony and progressed and have created progression in the world, when it is now going back and it became just like small groups and a kind of standing to only to the racism, it is a kind of a negative. It is not easy to speak about Arabs, as our speaker has already said that he will speak on behalf of the Arabs. I'm criticizing this situation, and I feel the responsibility as one of the elites in the Arab world and a political official in the Arab world, that we were the real cause in this grave situation in the Arab world. So in the fragmentation, and also I should blame other nationalism. But when you cite this problem, maybe the Turks, people say Turks have done it before, but our professors may discuss and make research. But about us as Arab, what have we done? These nationalisms have kind of compensated the culture, the Islamic culture and the Islamic identity. It became just like a creed, and it included this Islamic dimension through its stages, and cultural, political nationalism and other nationalisms. The result is now we are more fragmented and more separated, and even from the Arab nationalism or even Arab nationalists. So if there is a kind of unity for the Arab world for strengthening it, for its glory, for preparing Arabs to play its role with other nationalisms. Doctor, why shouldn't we say that the Arab because we have the Turkish represented by Turkey. Persians are represented by Iran. The Arabs are now represented by who? So we need Arab the speech to collect them all. So yeah, this narrative should be in the Arab. Where is the problem here? Where the problem lies in the Arab narrative? This is a question. We have to strengthen the Arab nationalism within the framework of connection with other nationalism, and we should be under the umbrella of Islam. But is it our reality today? So we went to what we call it the Arab nationalism, and this Arab nationalism has become Nasri and Arab Ba'ath Nationalist Party and others, and it became like a clash. Then we came back to what the state role only. It is just focusing on this. Even in the same time, in the same country, one state, the calls for fragmentation, to be tribal. So we are now making even small fragmentation. Wherever we go forward, we are now divided every day. Is it what is required so that we can meet with other nationalists to build more sailings? So he said, thank you so much, Dr. Kamal Kharazi. We will go back to you, Dr. Kamal. You spoke about the Dr. Kamal. Dr. Kamal will speak in English. We need the translation. Unfortunately, he says. As for the Iran, you are professor, you was former prime minister for 8 years, and now you are working in an important post, who is the head of the Strategic Council for Foreign Affairs, which shapes the strategy of Iran abroad. My question to you, we're speaking about the multilateral pluralism in the Middle East, but you in Iran they have Persian, Turks, others, Arabs, Kurds, Blush. How Iran was able to manage this diversity? Is it melted in Islamic identity or or Iranian or Persian identity? How the decision maker in Iran manage this diversification inside Iran before speaking about other problems?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. Dear Dr. Dirham, Dr. Shemri, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to appreciate the initiative of University of Qatar and Ibn Khaldun Center to organize such a meeting. Today, the Muslim world in general and the West Asian countries in particular are in dire need of adopting dialogue among themselves. Therefore, I would like to focus on the necessity of establishing dialogue inside the Islamic civilization as a strategy to overcome the existing challenges. Without doubt, one of the main innovations of Ibn Khaldun was to investigate scientifically the Islamic civilization, its formation and glory. A civilization which, according to Lothrop Stoddard, the American historian, in his book, The New World of Islam, is among the prominent civilizations decorating the public history of the world and making history with its bright impacts.